Okay, so now let's go to quiz 2 for set A muna, no? So, again, kapag kami na-encounter tayong same question lang din in the next sets, I'm going to skip them, okay? So, for modified true or false, set A, physics describes why the motion happened and what caused it to happen. So, yung key idea natin dito, class, or yung keyword natin is why the motion happened and what caused it to happen. So, bakit nangyari yung motion? It's because of force. What caused the motion to happen? Because of force. So, this one is dynamics. Next, average speed is always greater than or equal to the magnitude of average velocity. This is true. In an xt graph, the slope pertains to the acceleration. So, take note, this is an xt graph, no? So, alam natin na in an xt graph, yung slope, this is the first derivative. It pertains to the velocity, di ba? So, kung acceleration ito at slope yung naka-underline, ibig sabihin, ano yung nagpe-pertain sa acceleration? Alam natin that in an x, no, in a given x equation, velocity is dx over dt. So, ito yung first derivative. And we know that acceleration is the second derivative of x with respect to t, which means that for acceleration, we need the second derivative. And ano yung tinitignan natin sa graph? So, this will give us the answer, which is the curvature or the concavity. Okay, so curvature or concavity. Now, kapag meron naman tayong VT graph. So, VT graph. So, in a VT graph, no, itong slope naman, ito yung magbibigay sa atin ng acceleration. Okay? Now, for example, meron tayong ganitong VT graph. What is given by this area under the curve? So, ang area under the curve natin is simply T times V, di ba? T times V. So, ano ba ang alam natin about V and T, di ba? Alam natin that V is delta X over delta T. So, pag pinag-multiply mo to, V times T, so V times T, just like getting the area under the curve, you get the displacement X naman. Okay? Wala tayong makukuha from XT naman. Kasi kapag XT graph, so kunwari ganyan yung XT graph natin, the area under the curve is simply X times T. Ano ba ang X times T? Wala naman tayong distance times time na idea pa, no? Wala tayong meter times second na concept. Okay, so wala tayong makukuha from area under the curve of X, but ang pwede natin kuhanin sa kanya ay first derivative is slope, second derivative acceleration, the curvature, no? For VT naman, the slope is the acceleration and the area under the curve is simply your displacement. Number 4, if the velocity of a particle is decreasing to the east, its acceleration is negative, no? Decreasing to the east. So, meron kang decreasing na factor, nagsuslow down siya as it goes to the east, di ba? So, kumbaga, positive mo si east, and then this is decreasing, so this is negative. So, negative times positive gives you negative, okay? Number 5, a perfect free fall can happen in instances such as in the vacuum, okay? Nakakatawa yung sagot ng iba dito. Ang sagot nila ay in the inner space daw. Ano yung inner space, di ba? So, such as in the vacuum. So, binanggit ko din to noon, no? Ang pinaka-perfect lang na free fall ay in the absence of air resistance, and that can only be true, no? If there's no air in the system, and that is approximately a vacuum. Okay. Let's go to the problem solving. Ito medyo madaming hindi nakakuha ng tamang sagot, no? So, in an unmarked police car traveling at constant, wait lang. Let me just full screen. Okay. An unmarked police car traveling at a constant 95 kph is passed by a speeder traveling at constant 135 kph. Precisely 1 second after the speeder passes, the police officer accelerates to 2 meters per second squared. How much time passes before the police car overtakes the speeder? So, kailangan ma-realize natin dito, class, na yung scenario na to is composed of um, two setups na magkaiba, no? So, meron tayong police car that is traveling at constant 95 kph initially. So, V naught of the police, so i-note ko siya class as, ay, hindi siya nade-delete. So, VP naught na lang, no? V police initial is 95 kph, which is, if we're going to convert this, so 95 divided by 3.6, this is simply 26.39 meter per second. And then, yung speeder natin ay traveling at a constant, so V speeder is traveling at a constant of 135 kph, which is again divided by 3.6. This is simply 37.5 meter per second. Pero 1 second after the speeder passes, the police officer accelerates. So acceleration of police is of course along x, 2 meter per second squared. Ang tanong ngayon, how much time passes before the police car overtakes the speeder? So, gaano katagal bago ma-overtake ni police car yung speeder? So, para makuha nyo yung time, kailangan alam nyo yung i-assume nyo dito. Paano ba ma-overtake? Ano ba magiging pareho kapag in-overtake ni police car si speeder? Ano yung magiging same parameter nila? Obviously, ang same parameter nyo ay yung ating distance, no, yung x. So, dapat, ang magiging x ni police ay equal sa x ni speeder. So, at this point, alam natin na dahil nag-accelerate si police, at this point, alam natin na ma-overtake na niya, no, si speeder natin. Pero, kailangan yung ma-realize na si police natin is traveling with constant acceleration and si speeder natin is moving with constant speed, no? Magkakaroon lang ng constant acceleration si police once na nag-accelerate na siya, which is 1 second later pa. Okay, 1 second later. So, kumbaga, kung idodrawing natin yan, initially, nandito si police. And then, initially din, nagtama sila ni speeder. Pero 1 second later, no? So, 1 second. So, say for example, exaggerate lang natin. Yung naging posisyon na ni speeder is eto. So, speeder 1, no? At time 1. And itong time 1 na to, ang lumipas dito ay 1 second. Okay? So, at that time, na may 1 second na lumipas, merong na-travel itong si speeder natin. At the same time, 1 second after, no? So, at this 1 second time, hindi sila pantay, no? So, wait, let me redo that. Okay? So, at that same 1 second, no? P1. At that 1 second, may na-travel din si police natin, which is not of the same distance as the speeder, no? Kasi nga, si speeder, 135. Si police, 95 lang. So, mas konti yung nabiyahe ni police. Pero after that 1 second, nag-accelerate na siya. Okay? So, si police is undergoing acceleration na. And then, si speeder ay constant speed pa rin hanggang magtama sila dito. So, constant speed pa rin. Okay? So, itong time na to, from when the police started to accelerate, is time t. And, ganun din kay speeder, no? So, 1 second. And from this point onwards, up to nung nagpantay sila, that's also time t. So, yung total time natin, so time of police, time of speeder, kailangan ma-realize natin na kung ano tong value na to. Kung 10 seconds to, 10 seconds din to. Okay? So, ibig sabihin, ang total time ng biyahe nilang dalawa is t plus 1. Okay? T plus 1 second. So, ito plus 1 second. No, kailangan natin i-note yung 1 second na additional muna. Okay? Yung 1 second na additional. Kasi kailangan nating ma-realize na dito may binyahe yung pulis at dito may binyahe din yung speeder natin. Okay, so at this point ng 1 second natin, si pulis natin hindi pa siya nag-accelerate. So dito constant speed pa lang siya. Okay, so kung ito-total natin yung x ni pulis at 1 second, so 1 second muna tayo. X ni police at 1 second is constant speed lang. So, this is simply V of police times time. Okay? Pero, after 1 second, so X po of police at some time later, no? At some time later, ang speed na ni police or ang police ay constant acceleration. So, pag constant acceleration, dito na natin gagamitin yung third equation of motion natin. Kasi, meron tayong A, meron tayong hinahanap na time, and meron tayong assumption na xp is equal to xs. So, dito, x naught plus vp naught t plus 1 half a of police times t squared. Now, I just want to clarify, ito pangalanan ko lang t1, ito pangalanan kong t2, okay? Yung t1, ang kino-correspond niyan ay yung 1 second natin, okay? And then yung t2, ito yung unknown time. Okay? So, basta ang alam natin, yung total ng oras is t plus 1. Pero we don't want to get t plus 1. What we want to get is yung t lang, how much time passes. Okay? Kaya magsiset tayo ng ganito, t1 and t2. So, ito yung total distance traveled ng police therefore is yung sum nito. Okay? So, ito yung distance traveled at 1 second. And ito naman yung distance traveled in the unknown time. Okay? Okay, so that's for the police. And then kay speeder naman, all throughout the motion, same lang naman yung kanyang, di naman siya nag-accelerate. So, isa-isayin pa rin natin, no? So, speeder at 1 second, meron siyang v speeder times time ulit, t1. Ang t1 natin again dito ay, t1 is simply 1 second. And then, speeder at the time t, no? Kung ilang oras or ilang minuto, ilang segundo yung lumipas, bago sila magpantay ni police is excess of t. Again, walang acceleration. So, this is simply Vs and T2, wherein T2 is the unknown time. So, ang total distance traveled ni speeder ay itong dalawa. So, ngayon, pag ipagsasum ko na sila, or ipag-equate ko na sila, alam natin that xp is equal to xs. So, gagamitin ko to ngayon. Ang xp ko ay vp naught times t1 plus itong buong to. Pero x naught ko is 0, so 0 ko na lang yan. Plus vp naught t2 plus 1 half ap t2 squared. Okay? So, ito yung part na constant speed. Ito yung part na constant acceleration ni police. So, this is the part of xp equal to xs. Ang xs natin is simply vst1 plus vst2. So, pwede ko ngayon itong i-simplify, no? Ang vp naught ko for police is 26. So, I can simply write, ang unknown ko dito ay t2, no? So, sa t2 yung unknown ko, pwede ko nang pagsamahin yung mga same elements, okay? So, vp naught minus Vs T2 is simply equal to negative 1 half AP T2 squared plus Vs minus Vp naught T1. Okay, so naglipat-lipat lang ako and nag-group-group lang tayo ng similar terms. So, Vp naught is 26.39 minus 37.5 T2 is equal to negative 1 half times 2 is simply negative T2 squared plus, again, this one is 37.5 minus 26.39 T1. Okay, so this gives us 11.11 negative T2 is equal to negative T2 squared plus 11.11 T1. Ang T1 lang natin ay 1 second. So, 11.11 lang yan. So, kung makikita nyo, meron tayong T2 squared, and a constant. So, this is basically your quadratic formula. So, you have T2 squared minus 11.11 T2 minus 11.11. This will give us 0. And if you're going to extract the root, makakakuha tayo ng T is, yung positive na lang yung kuhanin natin, 12.03 seconds, or this is 1.20 times 10 raised to 1 second. Okay, let's go to number 2. So this one's very easy, pero marami pa rin nagkamali, no? So you have an equation x of t is equal to 2.40 t squared. Sorry, this is not the same as the other sets pala. 2.40 t squared minus 0.120 t cubed. And we want to calculate the instantaneous and average velocity at 10 seconds. No? So, ito, very obvious kasi instantaneous at 10, tapos velocity from, I think kinorek ko to velocity from 10, from 0 to 10. So let's start first with instantaneous, no? So dx dt, this is simply 4.80 t minus 0.360 t squared, and we want to get the dx dt at 10 seconds. So this will give us 48 minus 100 times 0.36 is 36, di ba? So this will simply give us 12 meter per second, or simply 1.20 times 10 raised to 1 meter per second to the positive direction. So this is your instantaneous. For your average naman, this is delta x over delta t, meaning to say the x at 10 minus x at 0 over 10 minus 0. Kasi diba kinorek ko to, sabi ko, average velocity from 10 seconds, from 0 second to 10 seconds. So we want to get x over t. You don't get vx over t. Kasi kapag ang ginamit nyo ay vx over t, you're not getting average velocity, you're getting average acceleration, no? So x over t yung kailangan. So we plug in 10 here. So you have 2.40 times 10 squared. So that's 2.40 times 100. That gives you 240 minus 10 cubed is 1000 times 120.120. That gives you 120 over 10. So this gives us 240 minus 120 is 120 over 10. This gives us another 12 meter per second. So this is a no-brainer kasi it's the same value t, no? And average velocity is also at 0 to 10. So same lang, okay? So 1.20 times 10 raised to 1 meter per second, positive direction ulit. And dito, madaming nalito. How long after starting from rest is the particle at rest again? No? So tinatanong niya, gaano katagal daw after starting from rest is the particle at rest again? So rest yung tinutukoy. Ano ba ang quantity associated to rest? Is it the x? Hindi, di ba? It's the velocity, the speed, the movement, di ba? So, ibig sabihin, kailan daw magzi-zero ulit yung speed ng object? So, yung iba kasi, inequate nila yung x of t sa 0, which that does not make sense kasi if you equate the x of t to 0, ang tinutukoy mo, nag-zero yung x, yung position. No, bumalik siya sa starting position, but it's not the question, no? Ang tanong sa atin dito ay, is the particle at rest again, no? So, we need to equate the dx dt to 0, which means that 4.80 t minus 0.360 t squared is equal to 0. So we transpose it on the other side or to the other side. This gives us 4.80 is equal to 0.360t divided by 0.360. Okay. So this gives us t is equal to 13.33 seconds, or basically 1.33 times 10 raised to 1 second. So after 13 seconds, or on 13th second, magza-zero or mag-at rest ulit yung object. Okay? Next. A brick is dropped from the roof of a building. The brick strikes the ground in huh? The brick strikes the ground in 1.90 seconds. How tall is the building in feet? And what is the velocity of the brick before it reaches the ground? Okay, so uh, drop. So you have VOY is 0, and the total time until it falls is 1.90 seconds. We're looking for Y. Y. We're looking for y, and we know that ay is negative 9.8 meter per second squared. Now, the purpose of us having the feet is because I want to include the conversion part, no? So, ibig sabihin, gagradean ko yung conversion kasi the usual is meters, di ba? So, kapag may mga ganito kasi, ibig sabihin, nagagradean yung conversion because we want to integrate yung una niyong natutunan doon sa first part ng ating lecture. Okay? So, hindi lang siya eme-eme na nilagay ko lang dyan. Gusto ko lang maghanap ng feet. Of course not, no? So, I have to convert this to feet. So, this is basically 0.3048 meter to 1 foot. Yeah, or pwede namang mamaya ko na lang pala i-convert para di ako nahihirapan. Okay, so mamaya na lang. Okay, so we're going to use the third equation here because we have everything. Y is equal to y naught plus VOYT plus 1 half AYT squared, and y naught is 0. This is 0, so you are left with 1 half negative 9.8 times 1.90 squared. So this will give us y is equal to negative 17.689 meters times, dito na tayo magko-convert. So 0.3048 meters is 1 foot. So this will give us negative 5.80 times 10 raised to 1 feet. No? So ibig sabihin, the height of the building is 5.80 times 10 raised to 1 feet. Okay. For the next part, we simply want to get the velocity of the brick before it reaches the ground. So we want to get the final speed Vy. Okay? So, wala naman akong maisip na equation na walang, hindi. I can use any equation except for the third. So, say for example, I'm going to use the Vy is equal to VOY squared plus 2AY y minus y naught. Okay? So, I can also use Vy plus VOY plus AYT, so whichever. So, Vy is simply 0, 2 times negative 9.8 times negative 17.689. No? So, I just need the meter per second here kasi wala siyang sinabi dito na in terms of feet per second. So it's simply asking us what is the velocity. So I'm going to get the meter per second because it does not require us to what do you call this one? It does not require us to convert. No, it's not asking for feet per second. So Vy is simply 18.62 meter per second. So this is 1.86 times 10 raised to 1 meter per second. But we need to keep in mind that it's falling, no? It's falling before it reaches the ground. So this is towards the negative direction. Okay, let's go to the last item for set A. I'm just going to create some space for me to work on. So this one, medyo madaming hindi nakakuha. I think only a few got this one correct. You throw a small rock straight off from the edge of a bridge that crosses a river. So, paano ko ba ito i-drawing? Okay, so say for example, this is the river and this is the bridge. Okay, so you are on this bridge. Okay, now you threw, sige, dito na lang sa kabila. You threw, so may railings dyan, no? Okay, katayo ka dyan. Threw the rock at the edge of a bridge that crosses a river. Now the rock passes you, but passes you on its way down, pero hindi mo siya nasalo, no? So pagkatapon mo, bumagsak lang yung rock papunta doon sa tubig. Okay? So yung scenario is, the rock passes you on its way down 6 seconds after it was thrown. Ibig sabihin, kung ito yung starting position ng rock, why not? Pagkaakyat niyang ganyan, and pagbaba niyang ganyan, may lumipas na 6 seconds bago kanya pasbayan ulit. Ibig sabihin, 6 seconds yung lumipas bago siya mag-level ulit sa starting position niya. What is the speed of the rock just before it reaches the water 28 meters below? So, now from this point, bumagsak siya 28 meters below. This is the Y. And this one is 28 meters. Okay? Below the point where the rock left your hand. So, ito yung starting position ng rock. Ignore air resistance. So, ano daw yung speed niya before before niya ma-reach yung water. So, we are looking for Vy here. Okay? Ano lang ba yung mga equation na may Vy? Equation 1, equation 2, equation 4, di ba? Pero sa equation 1, may time. Eh, hindi naman natin alam kung ano yung time. Take note, yung 6 seconds, hindi dahil time siya, yun na yun, no? Take note, hindi natin alam kung gaano katagal siya bumagsak hanggang sa dulo, no? Hanggang sa baba. So, unknown yung time natin, no? So, time is unknown. Now, let's see yung, so that's for equation 1, no? Vy equals Voy plus Ayt. So, unknown yung time. Tapos, at the same time, unknown yung Voy. Kasi, wala naman siya sinabing drop dito. You throw, di ba? Sabi ko dati, if yung keywords ninyo ay throw, ejected, ganun, it's going to have an initial velocity that is not zero. So, unknown yung Vy. So, we don't know where to get it. Now, ano pa yung may Vy na equation? Yung pangalawa, di ba? Y minus Y naught is equal to Vy plus Voy over 2 times time. Now, the problem here is, I don't know the Y. No? I'm looking for Vy. Again, I don't know Voy. And at the same time, I don't know again, time. No? Tsaka, yung isa pa, di ko naman alam kung gaano kalaki itong tinaas niya dyan, di ba? Ang alam ko lang yung 28 yung binagsak niya. Sige, last. Vy squared is equal to Voy squared plus 2ay. Y minus Y naught. Again, it's the same, no? I don't know Voy. And I don't know kung gaano kalayo yung Y. So, yung parang pinakasolusyon, kasi kung papansin ninyo, ano ba yung common na meron si Voy sa tatlong equation? Lahat sila may Voy. So, kailangan mahanap natin si Voy. Pero paano? Now, in this scenario, ang kompleto yung details na binigay ay itong first part. Okay? Alam ko na yung round trip ng rock hanggang maka-level ko siya ulit ay 6 seconds. At alam ko na bago siya bumagsak, nakarating siya sa maximum height. So, pwede kong makuha yung VOY dahil alam ko yung maximum height niya, di ba? Or alam ko nakarating siya sa maximum height. So, I can use this first equation, Vy is equal to Voy plus Ayt by knowing our Voy, assuming a situation at maximum height. At maximum height, alam ko na ang Vy ay 0, no? Speed is 0. So I'm left with negative AYT is equal to VOY. Ano ba ang AY ko? That is simply negative of negative 9.8 times time. Ano yung time ko bago siya makarating sa maximum? Take note, this is symmetric free fall. So, paakyat mo at bababa mo, 6 seconds round trip. Ibig sabihin, yung paakyat mo ay 3 seconds. So, this is 9.8 times 3. And this will give me a VOY that is equal to 15 point, is it 15? Wait lang. Ay, mali pala. 29.4 pala. 29.4 meter per second. Okay, so 29.4 meter per second. Ngayon, alam ko na yung VOY ko. So, pwede na akong makakuha ng VY. So, hanap tayo ng formula dito na wala na akong ibang hahanapin. Kasi okay na lahat. We're going to use the fourth one. Kasi dito sa dalawa, maghanap ka pa ng time. Eh, ayoko na maghanap ng time kasi pwede na to. So, Vy is simply equal to Voy squared plus 2ay y minus y naught. Okay? So, Vy now is simply equal to, dahil alam ko ng Voy ko, 29.4 squared plus 2 times negative 9.8. Ang y ko ay negative 28. Ang y naught ko ay 0. Okay? So, alam ko na at this point, di ba, sabi ko kung ano yung speed niya dito, siya ring speed niya dito. Same height, di ba? Binanggit ko to sa free fall. So, kung 29.4 yung pag-alis niya, ibig sabihin, pagdating niya sa same point na to, 29.4 din yung speed. Ibig sabihin, pagbagsak niya, nag-start siya, pwede mong i-assume na nag-start siya from 0 na 29.4. Okay, so 2 times negative 9.8 times negative 28. And this will just give me Vy equal to 37.6 meter per second. So Vy is equal to 3.76 times 10 raised to 1 meter per second to the negative direction kasi siya ay pababa na. Okay, so that's it for set A. Let me move on to set B. Okay. So, same. Nag-iba lang dito yung instantaneous speed. Okay. So, for set B, instantaneous speed is always equal to the magnitude of the instantaneous velocity. In a VXT graph, the curvature pertains, no, it's the slope that pertains to the acceleration. And then again, yung area under the curve is simply displacement. If the velocity is increasing to the west, okay, so increasing siya, positive, to the west, negative, then this is negative. Nana, wait, sorry, excuse me. Yung aking pusa. Okay, so again, we answered number 5 already. This one, item number 1, answered na rin. Number 2, answered na rin. Number 3, answered na rin. We go with number 4. A tennis ball on Mars, where the acceleration due to gravity is simply 0.379 g and air resistance is negligible, is hit directly upward and returns to the same level 8.5 seconds later. How high above its original point did the ball go? Okay, so ang alam natin na sa Mars tayo, wala tayo sa Earth. So AY in Mars is simply negative 0.379 g. Again, negative because gravity, regardless of where you are, would always try to pull you down. Okay? So air resistance is negligible, heat directly upward. So this means that the initial velocity is more or less not zero and returns to the same level 8.5 seconds later. So kung kunwari tinamaan mo siyang paganyan, pagbalik niya dito, this is a complete 8.5 seconds. Okay? How high above the original point? So we're looking for y. Okay? So we have the equation, ano ba yung alam natin, no? Ay time, and that's it, no? That's it. So we want to get y. Ano ba yung equations na may y? Na may ay, tsaka may time. So either we use the second, y minus y naught is equal to vy plus voy over 2 times time. Or we can use y is equal to y naught plus voy t plus 1 half ayt squared. Okay. So, pwede din naman yung pangatlo, no? Vy squared is equal to voy squared plus 2ay y minus y naught. So, paano ba to? Least of our option would be vy squared kasi wala naman siyang time, no? May time na binigay sa atin dito. So, maybe we can still use the time, no? Pero, yeah, we'll see, no? Kung paano natin siya i-work. Now, we can use either this one or itong pangalawang equation. Now, if we look at the first equation, hanap natin ay y, di ba? So, pwede. Y not, pwedeng set mo 0. VOY is unknown. Time is good. We know that one. And VY, hindi natin alam. Okay, so unknown din. In total ha. Pero since ang hinahanap niya ay how high above the original point. So, basically, it's asking us the maximum height. No? So, pwede nyo gamitin ito. First equation, possible. I-assume mo lang that Vy is 0 here. Pwede din yung second equation kasi again, assumption is 0 to, assumption is 0 lang. No, not the VOY, no? Assumption is 0 yung y not natin. Okay? And si Vy squared, pwede lang din, no? So, assume mo lang din na 0 yung last. Pero, yung pinaka-safe gamitin dito, although I think they will just yield to the same answer. So, try nyo na lang yung ibang equation, no? Kung pare-parehas. Pero since meron tayong AY tsaka time, ang I think pinaka-okay gamitin is si second, no? So, I'm going to use y is equal to y naught plus voyt plus 1 half ayt squared. So, again, y naught is 0. Again, sa tatlong equation na yan, hindi natin alam kung ano ang voy. Pero katulad ng sabi ko kanina, pwede nating i-assume na parang ginawa natin sa previous problem sa river kanina, yung pag-akyat and pagbaba is symmetric. So, ibig sabihin, yung one-way mo ay divided by 2 lang nito, 4.25 ba? Yeah, 4.25 seconds, no? So, pwede kong kunin lang yung one way. So, mula nung hinit siya, hanggang ma-reach niya yung maximum height. So, again, para makuha ko itong si VOY class, mag-a-assume ako ng at maximum height scenario. So, at maximum height, alam ko VY2 is 0. So, ano ba yung equation na may VY, VOY, tsaka time? First equation yun. VY is equal to VOY plus AYT. So, katulad kanina, no? So, VY is 0 and VOY is again negative AYT. Ang AY ko is negative of negative 0.379 G times, yung time ko ay kalahati lang, one way. So, 4.25 seconds. So, this will give me 0.379 times 9.8 because again, G is a positive counterpart times 4.25. So, ang makukuha kong VOY is simply 15.785 meter per second. Okay, so hindi ko naman to hinahanap. So, hindi ko na siya isa scientific notation. So, from here, Since alam ko na yung VOY, pwede ko na siyang plug in dito kay Y. So for letter A, Y is simply 15.785 times 4.25 plus 1/2 negative 0.379 g times 4.25 squared. Okay, so 0.5 times negative 3, 0.379 times 9.8 times 4.25 squared. Okay, so this gives me y is equal to 33.54 meters. So y is simply 3.35 times 10 raised to 1 meter. Okay, so that's for the y. For the Vy, how fast it is moving just after it was hit. So, yeah, hinahanap ko pala yung Voy. So, how fast it's moving after it was hit. So, initial velocity, Voy is simply 1.58 times 10 raised to 1 meter per second positive direction. Okay, so akala ko hindi ko siya hinahanap. Hindi ko pinansin yung question B kanina. It turns out we're looking for it. Now, how fast was it moving? Okay, let's move to set C. Set C. Okay, so for set C, we have fill in the blanks. So just the same, we answered this one already. Dynamics, no? Average speed is always greater than. Slope pertains to acceleration. Decreasing to the west, so this one's positive. Constant acceleration. Okay. Motion under the sole influence of gravity. Okay, so let's move on to this part. Nasagot na natin to. So, we're skipping 5. Nasagot na rin natin yung the number 2. Can I skip it? Because it's basically the same as the number 2 from initial yung kanina. Ang ano lang dito is, pinalitan ko lang yung formula. But the question, determine the velocity, object's acceleration. Napakabilis na nito, no? So, I'll just answer number 1 and number 3. Okay. So it says here the driver of a car slams on the brakes when he sees a tree blocking the road. The car slows uniformly. So you have acceleration, negative 5.60 meter per second squared for 4.20 seconds, making skid mark 63.54 meters long all the way to the tree. At what speed does the car then strike the tree? Okay, so at what speed does the car strike the tree? So ang hinahanap natin dito class ay VOX, okay? So medyo, hindi naman marami, pero may mga naghanap ng VX final dito. Hindi, kasi ang tanong niya ay at what speed does the car then strike the tree, 'di ba? Kasi kumbaga ang nangyari ay slams on the brake. So anong i-expect nyo kapagka in-slam niya na yung ano, yung brake, 'di ba? Eventually it will come to a stop. Pero ano yung speed niya when nung i-strike niya na, no? So after it has brake, kumbaga parang anong initial speed niya bago niya matamaan yung tree. Okay, so ang hinahanap dito ay VOX, not VX. Okay, we're not looking for VX here. So this is very simple. This is just x is equal to x naught plus VOXT plus 1/2 AXT squared. X naught is 0. So simply have 63.4 is equal to VOX times 4.20 plus 1/2 negative 5.60 4.20 squared. So manipulate, you will get Vx is simply, Vox is simply 26.9 meter per second or 2.69 times 10 raised to 1 meter per second. That's it. Okay, let's go to number 3. So for number 3, sabi niya, a student throws a set of keys vertically upward to her sorority sister who is in a window 4 meters above. So why not is 0. And then 4 meters above, andito si sorority sister. With what initial velocity were the keys thrown? No? So, ito, 4 meters and it was caught in a time of 1.50 seconds. So, you have y naught is 0, y is equal to 4 meters, time is 1.5. They are on Earth, so ay is negative 9.8 meter per second. And we're looking here for VOY. With what initial velocity were the keys thrown? So based on the equations, we can use y is equal to y naught plus VOYT plus 1 half AYT squared. Now the problem with this one is some of you used the Vy is equal to Voy plus AYT equation, having assumed that Vy is 0. So, pag in-assume nyo na yung Vy is 0, sinasabi nyo na yung highest, yung pwede niyang highest na ma-reach is actually 4 meters, which is not the case. No? Kaya lang niya hanggang 4 meters yung naabot niya kasi may sumalo. Kaya nga may second question dito eh, para malid kayo. Yung sabi ng second question, if there was no other student to catch the kiss, what could have been the maximum height? No? So, ibig sabihin, posible na hindi 4 meters yung maximum height no susi. Parang ganito class, parang, paano ba? Kumbaga, kung walang humadlang sa inyo, hanggang saan kaya kayo pupunta? Parang ganon. Kung walang anything, any obstacle sa inyo, how far could you have reached, no? Parang gano'n. So, dito sa susi na 'to, yung 4 meters hanggang diyan lang siya kasi may sumalo sa kanya, okey? Kung walang sumalo sa kanya baka mas mataas pa yung napuntahan niya kaya may second question. So, dito y naught is 0, VOY is what we're looking for. So, we basically have y minus 1 half AYT squared is equal to VOYT. Then we divide both sides by t. So, you have VOY is basically y 4 minus 1 half times negative 9.8 times 1.5 squared over 1.5. So this will just give us VOY is equal to 10.02 meter per second positive direction, or this is 1.00 times 10 raised to 1 meter per second positive direction. Then for the next question, if there was no other student to catch the keys, what could have been the maximum height reached by the object? So ito na yung assumption at maximum height. So at maximum height, Vy is 0. So ano daw yung magiging y niya sana kung walang ibang sumalo. So that is that is Vy squared is equal to Voy squared plus 2ay y minus y naught. No? Kasi ang Vy mo na dito, 0. You have Voy. So, you simply have negative Voy squared over 2ay is simply y. So, this is negative 10 squared over 2 times negative 9.8. So, this will give us 5.119 meters, or y is simply 5.12 times 10 raised to 0 meters. So, ibig sabihin, class, kung walang ibang sumalo doon sa susi, then yung susi ay aabot pa ng 5.12 meters na height bago siya bumagsak ulit. Okay? So, I hope this is clear. Let's move on to the next set. set ng GE naman. So number 1 tells us how the movement looks like. This is kinematics. Okay, how the movement looks like. No, so is the movement slow? Is the movement fast? Has the movement stopped? Is the movement still ongoing? Kinematics. Okay, magnitude of the average velocity is always less than or equal to the average speed. In an xt, the concavity or the curvature pertains to acceleration. If a particle is slowing down, as it goes down, its acceleration is negative. Kasi it goes down, so this is negative. Sorry. Particle is slowing down. So, slowing down, ano sagot ko dito? Yeah, slowing down as it goes down. Yeah, positive. Negative times negative is positive. So, this should be positive. And then, free fall is a constant, again, acceleration. And then, okay, so we're skipping number 4 because we're done with that. I'm answering, and also 2, I'm skipping this one. So we're answering 1 and 3 only. Although this one is, itong number 1, kamukha niya yung number 1 sa set A. Okay, so sabi dito, at the instant the traffic light turns green, a car that has been waiting at an intersection starts ahead with, so car, si car tayo, it starts ahead with an acceleration of 3.20 meter per second. At the same instant, so you have a truck traveling at constant speed of 18 meter per second overtakes and passes the car. How far beyond its starting point does the car overtake the truck? Okay? So, ang tinatanong sa atin dito ay parang sa number 1 kanina ng set A, kailan ulit mag-i-equal yung distance ni car at saka ni truck natin. Now, we need to keep in mind, si car natin ay may acceleration. So, this is a constant acceleration scenario. Si truck natin, constant speed lang. So, this is a constant speed scenario. And pag constant yung speed, we simply use V is xt, which means that x of truck is simply V times t. Okay? For constant acceleration, dahil may constant acceleration ka, and we want to get the x, so x of car is x naught plus voxt plus 1/2 axt squared. Now, sabi dito, a car that has been waiting at an intersection. Okay? Waiting siya initially. Ibig sabihin, VOX niya ay 0. Naka-rest siya initially. Nag-accelerate lang siya bigla. So, from 0 to 3.20 meter per second. No? So, yun yung scenario. So, ngayon, I have this one and I have this one. So, I have 1/2 axt squared is equal to v times t. So, v of track times time. And again, yung time dito ay parehas lang, no? So, equal lang yung time na yan. So, to get the how far, I need to get the time first. So, this is simply cancel out, cancel out. Simply t is equal to 2v over a. So, this is simply 2 times 18, 36 over 3.20. So, less than, ay, yeah, tama. 236 divided by 3 is around, sige, wait lang. 3.2 is 11.25. Okay, so 11.25 seconds yung lumitas. So, para makuha natin yan, this is simply 18 times 11.25. You get x of t is equal to 2.03 times 10 raised to 2 meters. Okay? 202.5 kasi. Okay? Next, how fast is the car traveling when it overtakes the truck? So, ibig sabihin, ano yung Vx ng car natin nung in-overtake niya na yung truck? Okay? So, you can use other equation except for xc. Bahala na kayo. So, I like using the fourth equation. So, I'll just use it as is. You can use other, no? Kasi alam naman natin yung time. So, Vox is 0. So, this is simply square root of 2 times 3.20 times the distance, which is 203 meters. And this will just give me Vx is equal to approximately 36 meters per second or 3.60 times 10 raised to 1 meters per second positive direction. And for this one, ito, oh, okay. Elevator problem. So sabi niya, an elevator moves downward in a tall building at a constant speed of 5 meter per second. So V of elevator, it's not accelerating. It says constant speed. Exactly 5 seconds after, so naka-travel na siya, the top of the elevator car passes a bolt loosely attached to the wall of the elevator shaft, and the bolt falls from rest. So, say for example, this is where the elevator is moving. Okay, so bumababa yung elevator. Now there's a bolt here. Say for example, there's a bolt. Now, nung napasbayan daw yun ng elevator, so napasbayan siya ng elevator, pagka lagpas ng elevator sa kanya, na-loose itong bolt na 'to at bumagsak siya. Okay? It falls from rest. So again, your elevator is at constant speed and the boat is falling from rest, which means that the boat is in free fall. At what time does the boat hit the top of the still descending elevator? So, dito ang hinahanap natin ay time kung kailan mahi-hit ni bolt natin yung top ng elevator na bumababa pa lang. Ibig sabihin, kailan mag-i-equal yung Y ni elevator at yung Y ni bolt. Kailan sila papantay, di ba? Kailan sila papantay daw. So again, for the elevator, it's constant speed. For the boat, it's free fall, meaning this is constant acceleration. So nakita nyo na to ng paulit-ulit. So again, V is simply Y over T, which means that Y is simply V times T. So V of elevator times time. So again, kung ano yung time ng elevator na gumalaw pa, after niya mapasbayan yung bolt, yun din yung time ng bolt natin. Okay, so time of elevator is time of bolt is equal to YB. Ano yung bolt natin? It's in free fall, descending from rest. So, Y naught plus VOYT plus 1 half AYT squared. So, Y naught is 0. Descend from rest is 0. So, you're left with V elevator times time is 1 half AYT squared. Cancel out, cancel out. So, I'm left with T is equal to 2VE over AY. Diba nakita nyo na to kanina? So, 2 times 5 over negative 9.8. This will simply give me a time that is 1.02 seconds. Okay, so it will take 1.02 times 10 raised to 0 seconds para magpantay, no? So, kumbaga, halos 1 second lang yung lilipas bago bumagsak pala. Bago bumagsak yung bolt doon sa ibabaw ng elevator natin. Okay, so the next question is, estimate the highest floor from which the bolt can fall if the elevator reaches the ground floor before the bolt hits the top of the elevator. So, kumbaga, di ba pababa yung elevator? Ano kaya yung highest na pinanggalingan daw nung bolt no? Ano yung pinakamataas na pwedeng pinanggalingan ng bolt kung nakarating na muna sa ground floor yung elevator bago siya ma-hit nung bolt. Okay? So, um, paano ba to? So we're looking for the highest height, no? So, highest floor. So, hinanap natin ay Y. Okay? Alam natin na si bolt natin again is simply in free fall, no? At alam natin na yung time para mag-travel siya ay 1.02 seconds. So, asan kayong pinakamataas na point na panggagalingan niya kung 1.02 seconds lang yung kinailangan niya para bumiyahe pababa. Di ba? Yun yung point niya. So, gamitin ko lang dito yung y is equal to y naught plus VOYT plus 1/2 AYT squared. Bakit ko ito ginagamit? Kasi alam ko y naught is 0, VOY is 0. So, I'm left with y is 1/2 negative 9.8 times 1.02 squared. Kasi nga, alam ko na yung bolt, 'di ba? Nakuha na natin kanina, yung bolt nag-travel ng 1.02 seconds bago siya maka maka-touch, makapantay kay elevator. Okay, yun lang yung time niya, 1.02 seconds. Ibig sabihin, saan kaya siya galing kung yung travel time lang ay 1.02? So, ito na yun, no? So, y is basically 5.10 times 10 raised to 0 meters. So, from a height that is 5.10 times 10 raised to 0 meters. So, ito ang tamang sagot ay 5 point, or ang exact answer ay 5.097. Eh, ang tanong dito ay estimate the highest floor. So, alangan namang 5 meters yung per floor mo, di ba? Hindi. So, yung parang standard lang is around 2 to 2.5 meters, di ba? So, approximately, it might have fallen from the second floor. Okay, so it might have fallen from the height of a second floor. Okay, that's it for quiz 2. So the rest of the quizzes will be uploaded tomorrow. Thank you.